Hello, I'll be discussing Parks' faith development theory. I'll be discussing the theory of Parks, the three forms of faith development, the four development periods, and the various forms of cognition, as well as the weaknesses of the theory and the application in higher education of the theory. So this is our theorist, Miss Sharon D. Parks. The faith development theory of Sharon Delos Parks. Sharon D. Parks' faith development theory was created in 1980s. It centers around the meaningful discovery in the many dimensions of our personal experience. Parks believed that validation of faith happens through experience lived. She also believed that faith is not just in religion, but it can be in finding meaning and purpose in everything that you do. She also drew from the work of the developmental psychologists, including Erikson, Gilligan, Holberg, Perry, Keegan, and Piaget. The four stages in Park's development theories are adolescence or conventional, young adult, tested adult, and mature adult. Park's three forms of development include cognition, dependence, community, and the first one I'll be discussing is cognition, which are also called the forms of knowing. The first one is authority bound. In this phase, individuals put trust in authority. That pretty much sort of, your parents, your grandparents, aunts, uncles, anyone who is in a role of authority over you. The next one is unqualified relativism. Individuals start viewing the fallacies of authority figures. Adolescents realize the various dimensions of reality. So at that stage, you sort of see that, authority could have mistakes, or, you can not agree what they say, or, you're pretty much developing your own sort of thought process on things. And you also realize that reality is something that is, being created. The next one is probing commitment. This is the short-term commitments that primarily focus on the future plans. This is really much when you're thinking about what you're going to do with your life in the future. You want to have a family, you want to get married, you want to have children. What you want to do with your vocation? What do you want to do with your job? Where do you see yourself in life? And of course, you're also dealing with your faith and how God plays a part in that. The next one is tested commitment. Commitments become more secure as the individual advances in adulthood. And then the last one is convictional commitment, essentially wisdom. Individuals develop a deep commitment to their own understanding of truth and at the same time celebrate the truths of other people. All right, the next one I'll be discussing is dependency. So the first one is dependent slash counter-dependent. They sort of go hand in hand. The individuals heavily rely on authority to determine how to feel about their reality. Again, that goes back to the adolescent stage of authority. Anyone who is, you are sort of impressionable at that age, and so whoever you are around, whether it be your parents, your grandparents, aunt, uncles, teachers, Sunday school teachers, your pastors, youth leaders, all of those people sort of help you and give you sort of some type of you sort of rely on that to help you with your own reality. Once the individual's reliance on the authority is challenged by their own interpretations, the individual finds authority to be fallible and explores other possibilities. Once this occurs, individuals enter the counter independent. All right, the next one is fragile interdependence. In this stage, individual balances one's own views with others. So that typically sort of happens in the college time. Mentors are essential at this stage because individuals need to be supported and guided with their new identities and their ideas. The next one is confident interdependence. In the confident interdependence stage, individuals are more confident in the construction of their destiny. Interdependence. As individuals mature, they become strong, confident in their understanding and faith in belief of others. In this stage, they see the connectivity of self, others, the world, and of course, God. You sort of see how everything flows and everything is connected. Next one I'll be talking about is community. According to Parks, individuals need networks of people, places, and groups in which to explore themselves, and also to share their values. The first one I'll be discussing is convictional community, defined by their family connections, face to face relationships that they have. The convictional community, individual rely others to define their faith. So of course that goes back to the adolescent stage where your family, your parents, your grandparents, aunts, uncles, anyone who is in that authority figure role, you sort of helps you define where you're at in your faith. I know for me, my father was a pastor, my mom was a Sunday school teacher, so they helped me define how I saw God and how life works. The next one is diffuse community. In the diffuse community, new relationships begin to form as new ideas emerge. As the new ideas emerge, individuals will find it difficult to connect to those relationships from the past. It is typical for individuals to seek out new relationships that will align with their new ideas. The next one is mentoring community, which I find the most important. The mentoring groups that you support young adults as they distance themselves from beliefs of their past. So what they're saying is pretty much they're there to help and guide you in the way that you're developing into your own identity. The next one is self-selected group, which seek out communities that share their beliefs and ideas. And the last one is open to the others, deepening awareness of others. All right, and the next one I'll be dealing with is imagination. Imagination is the highest power of the knowing mind, an act of naming one's experience, a way of participating in the ongoing creation of itself. Conscious conflict. Growth occurs when one starts to feel uncomfortable with the current situation. So, pretty much when you have just said, enough is enough. Pause, a time to reflect on the conflict. This could take a matter of seconds or it could take years. The next step is image, the aha moment. That's the moment of insight. Repatterning and release of energy. New insights comes relief from the conflict. And then there's interpretation. New insight is fully realized within one's life. Mentor communities. Those allow young adults to consider questions of meaning, purpose, and faith. Interaction with others not like themselves. This type of interaction can give awareness to the student that there is diversity in thought in other people. Mentors offer support and challenges the student, and it also assists in developing worthy dreams. Mentor communities is a network of belonging. It gives them a place where trusting relationships can form. Weaknesses. The weaknesses I did not find a lot in the research that I did outside the book. However, I wanted to mention that the critiques that I did see in our textbook, the student development in college, theory, research, and practice. According to our textbook, Parts was criticized for ignoring the role of ethnicity in the faith development process. Another critique was is that Parks failed to consider if stage theories are applicable in various cultures. The application. The faith development model is most applicable to the higher education in the form of mentorships for students. I know for me, having a mentor is essential to especially in this day of age for college students to really be successful. I found I had a very unique experience because for of the first part of my college experience, I did not have a mentor. I was sort of, I don't want to say I was lost, but I didn't. I just sort of going through the motions of everything, you know. I didn't really have a clear set goal of what to do. But then I met a wonderful person when I was working on campus, and he became my mentor, and he became the big brother. He became someone that I could just go to when something is going on, or just just sort of just maybe give ideas and see what he thought about it. He was definitely someone who looked out, and again, our relationship has still lasted even after my undergraduate experience. But the utilization of faculty and staff members as mentors will give balance to the student's educational experience. Mentors can provide a sense of support and challenge to the student. Park's theory is also applicable in assisting students in developing their own ideas and perspective independent from others. The college experience is a time for students to further their education, but also to develop their own identity. So I think it's definitely important for mentors to be there for students because really this is the time when self identity is developed.